Hey everybody, this is Kelly Burgess, son of Loretta Burgess, coming to you with a message about the GoFundMe page we're putting together. So a little background, my mom is a 79-year-old African-American woman, raised in Southern Virginia and moved up here to DC, and has always been rocking our family. Vibrant, strong-willed, hard worker, focused, goal-oriented lady, and extremely independent. And that is up until about 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, we noticed that she was having some difficulty with her left hand and having a hard time finding her words. And eventually got her checked out, thought it might have been a mini stroke or something like that. Had 3 or 4 misdiagnoses. And slowly, she started losing more of her ability to find her words or speak. And then about 2.5, 3 years ago, she started falling pretty regularly. Just her gait changed, and then she would just fall. She was still able to do a lot of stuff independently, but when she started falling rapidly, we went from her being completely independent to needing somebody there during the day to where we are now, where she needs somebody at home 24 hours a day. So at this point now, she is completely nonverbal. Her body is spastic, and she needs help with all aspects of daily living: clothing, bathing, ambulation, getting up out of the bed to go to the bedside commode, everything that we take for granted she needs help with, feeding. And so she has a condition called PSP, which stands for progressive supranuclear palsy, which is a condition that attacks the regions of the brain that send signals, motor signals, to the rest of the body to be able to move. It affects large motor movement, and it affects speech, and eventually it's going to impact her swallowing. And the prognosis is it's incurable. So we are raising some funds for some initial things that she needs. She needs a special wheelchair, which is not covered by her insurance. As a matter of fact, the tricky thing is that Medicaid, because she's on a list to go into a long-term care facility, Medicaid only leases the wheelchair, and they won't lease it to her if they know she's going in, because they want the home to pay for it, which the home is not going to invest in this kind of equipment. So we need to purchase it. It needs to be a full purchase on the family, and frankly, we need help. It's several $1,000s. She also needs to get an assistive device to help her communicate, because she can eye track and communicate. So the nature of the disease is that it doesn't impact her cognitive abilities. She's fully aware of what's going on. She can catch jokes, and she's aware of what's going on and can engage people in a limited way. But the assistive device allows her to communicate her needs more clearly. So those are the 2 big expenses. And then also, because we're not sure if she's going to qualify for Medicaid right away, there's just some initial expenses just to make sure that she's covered as she transitions in. And also, this fundraising is, I'm putting it in place because, like us, we really didn't know what we were dealing with for almost 18 months. We've gone to several different prominent medical places, and they misdiagnosed it because it's so rare. It affects 1 out of 100,000 people. So if we can in some small way save time from any other family going through having to reinvent the wheel, and they can get an earlier diagnosis so they can begin to put some things in place to make their loved one more comfortable, then it's all worth it. So today's video is just to kind of give you some background on that, and to say, hey, if you can help out in any small way, $1 to whatever the Lord leads you to give, we certainly would appreciate it. Any funds that are not used specifically for those 3 things, her wheelchair, the assistive device, and those initial couple of months that she may need some help in nursing care, my goal is to donate it to PSP, the PSP Foundation here in the United States, to further research and to further education and advocacy for this tremendously devastating ailment. So again, this is Kelly Burgess speaking on behalf of my mom, Loretta Burgess, because she can't speak, and saying, hey, if you have it to give and can give, we'd appreciate it if you would give. Thanks a lot.